By virtue of the powers vested in me, as Vice-Chancellor, I hereby constitute this congregation of the University of the Witwatersrand for the conferment of degrees and granting of diplomas and certificates. Welcome to this virtual year-end graduation ceremony. Greetings, students and graduates, parents and friends of the university, and guardians of those that are graduating today in this virtual ceremony. As you all know, ideally you would all have been here, but given where we are with regards to this current cycle of waves, we thought it best to do it virtually in line with our COVID safety protocols. However, I'm honored to be addressing you today on the occasion of your graduation from this prestigious university, one of the top 1% in the world. Your commitment and persistence has paid off. You are now part of a group of illustrious vets equipped with world-class education, second to none, that will undoubtedly open many doors to you. For almost 100 years, this university has nurtured intellectuals and innovators, scientists and researchers, some of whom have gone on to win several global renown and prizes, including Nobel Prizes. Some have gone on to make great discoveries and originate and solve original problems. We have produced problem posers and problem solvers, activists and artists, critical thinkers and thought leaders who punch above their weight in the world. Today you've become a member of this illustrious class. Because of the effort and with the support of those that were behind you, have given you, you are now equipped with the necessary academic, research, and professional education to reshape your future and the future of your family, our country, our continent, and the world. Coupled with the skills, both hard and soft, that you've learned outside the classrooms, the networks you've developed, your curiosity and your desire to change the world for the better, you now have what it takes to be a good leader you were always meant to be. A Vetsi at heart and a Vetsi indeed. You are our future leaders, and you present hope in these troubled times for us all. Vetsis have had a disproportionate impact on our world. Working with you and through you, you have stayed true to our mission focus of the 3 core areas as Vets transitions into its next century. Developing excellent graduates who leave their mark on society. Secondly, conducting world-class research and fostering innovation. And finally, using your location, our location in the economic heartland of Africa to lead from the global south. These 3 pillars will need to be underpinned by a renowned commitment to the principles of Vets' core values. I urge you to hold dear the values of this great university as you journey through life. Some which you might remember are: remain curious and advance beyond your comfort zones. Ask questions of everyone and everything. Think critically and independently, and hold those in power to account. Value intellectual excellence. Be resilient and adaptable whilst being a socially active citizen. Celebrate the diversity of people, places, and ideas. Foster democracy and cherish humanity. This ceremony represents a fortuitous moment of hope and inspiration, an opportunity to chart a new course that can propel us into a new beneficial world order which will be good, for public good, for the good of all people, for the good of future generations, for the good of our country, our economy, and for the good of an inclusive community, for the advancement of our society. We will look to you to help us as we launch into our new century of existence next year. We will continue to harness our intellectual resources for good. We will continue to foster the development of excellent graduates who advance society, foster the creation of a research culture which contributes towards evidence-based solutions to all our global problems. We will continue to foster innovation and lead and use our location in Africa to lead from the global south. In closing, please allow me to once again congratulate you, your family, and your loved ones on your momentous achievement. This day is yours and represents the combination of your hard work and dedication and resilience over the years. Remember this moment, savor it, as graduation is an important milestone in your life that will change your life forever. Well done and Godspeed. Candidates will be presented for degrees, diplomas, and certificates in the 5 faculties: the Faculty of Commerce, Law and Management, the Faculty of Engineering and the Built Environment, the Faculty of Health Sciences, the Faculty of Humanities, and the Faculty of Science. In terms of the statutes of the university, I confer degrees on the persons whose names appear in the graduation program.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I call upon the Acting Dean of the Faculty of Engineering and the Built Environment to present candidates for degrees, diplomas, and certificates.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, as Acting Dean of the Faculty of Engineering and the Built Environment, I have the honor to present candidates for degrees, diplomas, and certificates. Mr. Vice Chancellor, let me say a few words to the candidates on behalf of the Dean of our faculty, and indeed on behalf of the staff members. It is always a great honor and privilege to witness the culmination of the journey that began a number of years ago for some of you, with the intention of harvesting knowledge and understanding from some of the leading scholars in their fields. As Wits University, we have always endeavored to live up to that expectation, and it is our sincerest hope that even in this instance, we did justice to that cause. We gather for these occasions all the years, but this one is particularly distinct. Under almost impossible conditions characterized by COVID-19, you managed to achieve that which is very achievable with the utmost effort. And for that, we salute you. You managed to rise above some of the impossible challenges and weaved your way through a world never anticipated before to be where you are today. With this caliber of graduates and this wealth of talent, our world is better placed today. Reach out and raise the Wits flag very high. And remember this, you are Witsy for good. Congratulations. At this moment, Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled Enhanced Cooling Performance of a Ventilated Brake Disc, supervised by Professor Ken Hofer and Professor Kim. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Michael Atkins for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled Optimum Flowsheet Synthesis for the Integrated Gasification Combined Cycle using Mathematical Modeling, supervised by Professor Majozi, Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Judy Bonsu for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled Techno-Economic Evaluation of Membrane System for Carbon Dioxide Capture from a coal-fired power plant, supervised by Professor Daramora and Professor Majozi, Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Nasai Chiwaye for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled Strategic Management Process through Project Management as a Vehicle, supervised by Professor Enmwanu, Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Blessing Javani for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled Determination of Employment Estimator Formula in Upstream Industries due to Mining Technology in South Africa, supervised by Professor Mtega, Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Blessing Kateko for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled Future Scenarios for the Quantity Surveying Profession, Adaptation to Socio-Technical Change, supervised by Professor Root and Dr. Wembe, Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Josephine Lale for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled A Comparative Study Between Proposed Hybrid and Non-Decline Cave Models and Financial Impacts, supervised by Professor Nkazi, Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Prinisha Amanda for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled The Optimization of the Properties of High-Strength Spring Steels for Railway Application, supervised by Professor Majozi and Professor Vandameva, Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Verapi Majeke for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled Enabling a Well-Being Economy in Eastern Neighborhoods in Inner City, Johannesburg, supervised by Professor Hazomeyer and Professor Charlton, Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Simon Mason for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. for a thesis titled Analysis of Microbial Fuel Cells for the Treatment of Selected Industrial Wastewater Effluents and Generation of Electricity, supervised by Professor Mlopo. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Vusani Murauzi for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled Laser Engineered Net Shaping Technology and Manufacture Tungsten Carbide in a Steel Binder, supervised by Professor Sachs and Professor Van der Merwe. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Emma Molovi for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled Integrated Energy from Waste in Rapidly Urbanizing African Cities, a Circular Economy Case for Biogas Initiatives, supervised by Professor Mlopo. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Gumuchirai Mutezo for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled Structural Changes in Seaborne Coal Markets and a Modeled Response of Economic Implications for South Africa Coal Industry, supervised by Professor Falcon and Professor Minit. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Marek Kalen Randemeyer for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled Extension of the Incremental Hole Drilling Technique for Residual Strength Measurement, supervised by Professor Reed. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Christian Smith for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled Peri-Urbanization and Changing User-Fract Rights in Customary Land in Ghana, Case Studies in Kumasi and Iwa, supervised by Professor Inkom, Professor Herzog Meyer, and Professor Mizowet. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Dennis Sumbo for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled Generation of Probabilistic Slopes using Monte Carlo Simulation of Block Economic Values for Use in Mine Planning and Uncertainty, supervised by Professor Musingwini. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Tinashe Tolani for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. For a thesis titled Yesterday's World, Tomorrow's Landscape, Modeling Landscape Change in the Free State Gold Fields and Implications for the Development of Resource Regions, supervised by Dr. Limpitwa and Dr. Mero. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present Ingrid Watson for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Mr. Vice Chancellor, now I have the honor to present the rest of other degrees, diplomas, and certificates. Master of Architecture, Professional, Nicholas Collan. Danilo Deletic, Mameo Matabako, Solomon Messina, Rivika Schumann. Master of Engineering, Junedi Ali, Sizwe Hadebe, Jacobus Yanfiran. Master of Engineering, Professional, Goodson Abenyega, Humphrey Liaga, Mpo Maboja, Sonau Maharaji, Maiku Matangu, Innocent Matondeza, Tafazwa Raiva. Master of Science in Aeronautical Engineering, Akiva Cohen. Master of Science in Building, Duncan Hillen. Moroke Jaka, Otto Ketumese, Woipiro Mavilu, Sinao Madaza, Tabiso Maloe, Tabita Maruleke, Nsengiwe Masuku, Loiso Mfuvesi, Nomtandazo Munguni, Sipo Morapedi, Masha Mulauzi, Steve Muntali, Nokzola Ngandane, Lwandile Pasiwe, Vus Palane, Tumelo Ramushu, Vafedile Sakuneka, Morongwa Sebola, Zief Shani, Seremi Tancha, Catherine Tabane, Master of Science in Development Planning, Soli Kiwene, Master of Science in Engineering, Jimmy Alade, Ibrahim Ali, Johannes Austin, Alphonse Basongo, William Betsa, Nathaniel Bole, Franz Brewer, Elton Chikazaza, Rumbizai Dunere, Diritu Deha with distinction, Vavoloki Diuso, Jacobus Dreyer, Goncalves Rui, Lungisiwe Habile, Conrad Haup with distinction, Ugochukwu Ekugu with distinction, Mishek Ilos, Nikola Ivanovich with distinction, Russell Johnson, Kateho Juala with distinction, Angela Kapapilo, Leso Kawasese, Wendy Keila, Joshua Kilani, Tristan Kusisi, Valencia Kupsami, Lebohangi Lijojo, Kondoma Lotanga, Matomula Mavala, Tevuo Machabe with distinction, Primrose Magama, Nosipo Mageza, Frexon Magweregwede, Pes Makakava, Pule Makatane, Pelad Makoela, Kusang Manyako with distinction, Erika Marais, Francois Marais, Beck Maseko, John Masengo, Katekani Maswanganyi, Kuzai Matekaire, Mosebudi Mato with distinction, Jeannie Masobane, Denford Maopa, Adolf Muthongo, Tusani Mukanchwa, Nsengwiwe Munisi, Tumelo Moropane, Fezekile Mosiane, Onkutwile Mutogerwa, Tendao Mpapati, Nelishwa Mutetwa with distinction, Takalani Mudau, Craig Mukasa with distinction, Prosper Munemo, Sohail Musa, Harmony Muzizizi, Asha Narei, Jaruti Narani with the distinction, Lucia Njovu, Bakakire Njovu, Victoria Diamba, Eza Nakavambe, Tapelo Ngoepe, Glorious Nkosi, Tolakele Ntombela, Nobunte Njangase with distinction, Leta Ntuli, Pardon Nyamande, Biu Ostenzin, Prinuska Padiachi, Michael Papas, Sherante Padez with distinction, Ramohang Pararero, Wongiwe Pewa, Chule Karabe, Purupeziuso Rambuani, Sharon Rashos Lasoshi, Mboni Siviti, Wasaveke Skosani, Dan Slattery, Adrian Smith, Peter Statolis, Abraham Storm, Tinotena Tingini, Ani Utripati, Tapiwa Venge with distinction, Johnny Zururaru, Master of Science in Engineering Management, Kigani Diraji, Matete Hafane, Master of Science in Industrial Engineering, Keith Desraji, Tabangi Kele, Padnok Manda, Raquel Musimango, Mnelis Musoni, Davina Naidu, Trinity Nkosi with distinction, David Schneider, Wotumelo Sebapalo, Jared Subrameni, Rebohangi Shabalala, William Vuyelwa, Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Wikoto Baloi, Mohamed Mangera with distinction, Raveshani Nayaga with distinction, Master of Science in Systems Engineering, Joachim Duploy with distinction, Kara Rom, Master of Urban Design, Marek Vandameva, Master of Urban Studies, Juliana Arch, Amid Adam, Pivo Artemidis, Bosbori Barake, Kaspar Aubatiz, Samson Favoye, Kabonina Masango, Dinite Madisamongwe, Walter Semoz, Ani Chavarize, Master of Built Environment, Lwazi Skiti, Bachelor of Architectural Studies Honors, Bilgis Jacobs, Kels Wichnaf, Bachelor of Science Honors in Construction Management, Orebokeng Kata, Chireleso Moratane, Master of Science Honors in Quantity Surveying, Raiz Karim, Kenneth Chatambuza, Amia Ishmael, Calvin Masite, Mataye Kosi Mative, Palesa Mesingi, Lesego Motava, Maviras Muyumbu, Simankele Ntanga, Sianda Zimande, Said Omar, Monica Vumane, Bachelor of Science Honors in Urban and Regional Planning, Sue Mokwena, Bachelor of Science with Honors in Construction Management, Tingahangwi Makado, Melele Makwava, Bachelor of Science with Honors in Quantity Surveying, Roporo Kanyiko, Nkululeko Mtembu, Bachelor of Science in Engineering, Aeronautical Engineering, Uma Craig, Sophia Mayet, Nico Roy, Karabo Senkonyela, Alex Sekoraos, Diresh Vauba, Bachelor of Science in Engineering, Chemical Engineering, Cohen Chetty, Kiran Grau, Jabran Madonsela, Larerati Mohapi, Mashepo Moshupia, Kakiso Ndou, Nyawisa Nkankana, Akonaho Rabiana, Turanganyo Setimo, Lehakwe Toti, Bachelor of Science in Engineering, Civil Engineering, Rugama Vichamupaka, Nondumiso Luvisi, Avive Mshakaza, Musawenkosi Njovu, Kuso Nkwane, Ndiwo Lashikopa, Spepeto Sivangwana, Bachelor of Science in Engineering, Electrical Engineering, Tembelani Beza, Lunga Frumeni, Zainudi Gafu, Richard Links, Divuo Mashova, Emmanuel Neshizive, Liwuwani Lasoeso, Bachelor of Science in Engineering, Mechanical Engineering, Yasin Adam, Respect Baloi, Kanya Gugushe, Mukwena Ntako, Mayron Jacobson, Hen Johnson, Dino Karive, Tina Kunene, Dakalo Mashau, Takunda Maunganize, Daniel Mazabo, Tembinkosi Mkonto, Olwetu Mokone, Ngovile Ngoi, Sivusiso Toru, Dioni Ostezen, Matthew Thomas, Sinikiwe Zuma, Bachelor of Science in Engineering, Metallurgy and Materials Engineering, Sibongiseni Mkota, Bachelor of Science in Engineering, Mining Engineering, Tevuho Mosia, Shandukani Mdau, Bachelor of Science in Property Studies, Megio Abeto, Sandile Dara, Hossein Mohamed, Ogang Moresane, Sipokazi Tumere, Bachelor of Architectural Studies, Sebastian Gona, Alex James, Tamili Olson Define with distinction, Siavonga Virakazi, Bachelor of Engineering Science in Biomedical Engineering, Tapelo Maropero Hera, Casey Steo, Bachelor of Science in Construction Studies, Yanga Matengwani, Calvin Masite, Ngovile Zungu, Bachelor of Science in Urban and Regional Planning, Maslake Tuntuvela, Postgraduate Diploma in Engineering, Makaso Makato, Nozipo Mutimukulu, Mlungisi Ndava, Postgraduate Diploma in Planning, Seisa Ramaisa, Postgraduate Diploma in Property Development and Management, Jeshin Belet, Dumisani Chawane.
Colleagues, graduates, and guests, this concludes the proceedings for today. And now, by the virtue of the power vested in me as Vice-Chancellor, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the University of the Witwatersrand. May the congregation rise.
Good day, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of our esteemed senior executive team and academic staff, and a special greeting to our graduates and viewers joining us remotely for today's graduation ceremony. In no version of our world ever did I expect to be participating in a graduation ceremony in which our renowned Great Hall was not packed to the brim with graduates and their loved ones. Graduation is the culmination of your academic journey and a time to recognize and celebrate the enormous amount of hard work and dedication that you have invested into your education. It is exceptionally unfortunate that I cannot address you in person. With that being said, please feel free to leverage the power of technology and social media and post some pictures and videos of how you're celebrating your graduation with all COVID protocols in place. Do not forget to use the hashtag #VITSI4Life. My name is Stacey Lee Bolon, and I'm the president of the WITS Convocation Executive. Convocation is a body established officially under the university statutes to represent graduates of the university, as well as the registrar, full-time permanent members of the academic staff, professors emeriti, and retired staff. I would therefore like to take this opportunity to welcome you, WITS graduates, as the newest members of our convocation. You have now officially joined the ranks of some 200,000 members of WITS Convocation. Membership of Convocation is free and gives its members unique privileges, which includes, for example, nominating the Chancellor of the university. Our Convocation Executive mandates that the Convocation Exco discusses and states its opinion upon any matters relating to the university, including matters referred to it by Council, allowing for the views of this body to be represented at the highest levels of governance of the university. Convocation acts as an official channel, allowing members to convey to the university management their views about the university, and thus forms a vital link between the university and the global community in which it operates. This is, of course, of vital importance as the long-term reputation of our university impacts the value of the Wits degree in the market. Graduates, in your hand you hold the great gift of education. May I implore you to use your knowledge, your degree, to the best of your ability in pursuit of fulfilling your life's ambition. Today you enter the world as a graduate from one of the greatest universities on the African continent. You enter into a world filled with many challenges, but a world that is also filled with limitless possibilities. May you meet all the challenges and opportunities that await you with pride, drive, passion, innovation, social conscience, and positive purpose. Now that you are a Wits grad, please remain responsible. Whilst we certainly focus today's attention on our newest grads, it is also fitting to recognize those that have helped our grads through their academic career. Many of you have been supported financially, and it is likely that all of you have been supported with a great deal of encouragement. I would like to extend recognition to your loved ones, moms, dads, gogos, umkulus, and everyone else that has supported you through your academic journey. Please take the time to include and celebrate your achievement with those that have supported you. I would also like to spend a moment and extend thanks to the Wits academic team who have dedicated their time to teaching our future leaders. Thank you. Last night, you would have received an email to your student email address. Please ensure that you check this email and complete our graduate exit survey and provide us with your updated email details. This survey will take you about 5 minutes to complete and will assist in informing university policies and plans. I look forward to checking out social media to see how you're celebrating your graduation. #WitsiForLife. Please remain in contact with us, follow us on social media platforms, and join us for discussions, debates, and updates on LinkedIn. Wishing you the very best of luck in your future pursuits. We hope that you make us proud. And whatever you do, just remember, you got your edge at Wits.